bones.
Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my part 3 on what if Deku had Echo powers. Big sonic boom. And I hope you like this video, and hope you subscribe. In the morning, Suki gets geared up and suited up for class 1A and UA. Suki gets into his classroom suit, but also grabs his headphones because his quirk is very dangerous under the wrong circumstances, so he's not making any chances with that. So Suki says, "Hey mom, I gotta go to UA. What did you make?" Asking his mom. Inko replies saying, I made some steamed rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and pickled natto. And Suki says, "Alright!" And he eats his meal and says, "Good! Hey, mom, it's great to see you're feeling really well." And Inko says, "Thanks, Suki." And Suki then says, "Hey mom, what's the matter?" And Inko says, "I'm just worried about what would happen." And Suki says, "Don't worry, my quirk is way reliable. Even if I do get injured, my clones can be a suited test dummy." And Inko says, "That's not what I mean," yelling out. And Suki then says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be careful. I won't go overboard on it, okay?" And Inko says, "Sometimes you're quite reckless." And Suki says, "I tend to be more soldier-like than you might think." And Inko then smirks at that smile and says, "Alright, get to UA quick before you be late." And Suki says, "Alright, bye mom." And Suki runs to UA, and Inko says, "He relies a lot on his clones, but he doesn't think on his injuries if he gets hit." And Inko then also thinks, but he's also very careful. He is a team player, even with himself. Just be careful. And Suki then gets to UA. Alright! They need to use my old throw the clone technique. And Suki then says, "Alright, I don't have a clone technique." "Oh, whatever. I didn't even need to use my sonic sound." Boy, that was a complete trouble. Even I could not handle how much glass shattering I did back when I was a little kid. And Suki then looks at UA and says, "So this is UA? Oh man, it's going to be interesting." And Suki goes and finds class 1A and looks at the door. Wow, the door is big. Even bigger than me. What am I, a shrimp? And Suki then gets a little anxious, but also disappointed as well, and opens the door. And then he hears two people arguing. Bakugo, who was yelling at Ida and saying, "Huh?" And Ida says, "You're violating school policy!" And Suki was confused on what they're arguing about. And Ida says, "You're putting your feet on school property. Do you know the rules?" And Bakugo says, "Huh? Did your old school have a stick up your ass, or is it just you?" And Ida says, "How mildly manners. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Tenya Ida from Somei High." And Bakugo says, "Somei, huh? You think you're better than me? Well, let me tell you this, because Katsuki Bakugo will not be looked down. I'll beat your ass." And Ida says, "Using violence on me? Are you sure you're not from a different school?" And then Suki says this, "Hello!" And all the students look at him, and then one girl says, "You're from the music store, weren't you?" And Suki says, "Huh? "Oh, purple hair girl, it's awesome to see you." And Suki then comes to the purple hair girl and saying, "Oh man, I can't believe you're in this place." And purple hair girl says, "Huh? Wait, why are you calling me?" And Suki says, "Doesn't it look like you? I don't know your name." And the purple hair girl says, "Right, name's Jiro." And Suki says, "Jiro, awesome to meet you." And Bakugo says, "Why are you here?" And Suki says, "Oh, hey Katsuki," and waving to Bakugo, "You have such an annoying quirk. Can't believe you're here, of all places." And Suki says, "What? We both went to the school together." And Ito says, "So you also went with this mannerism person?" And Suki says, "Yeah, he's like that sometimes." "Shut up! Get the hell out, or I'll..." And when he was gonna say that, a brown hair girl says, "Oh, it's you! I know that spiky hair anywhere." And Suki then looks, "Oh wow, you're the girl that I saved." And the girl says, "Hey, you remember?" And Suki says, "How could I? I had all clones to save you." And the girl says, "Thank you for that. I'm glad that you helped me." And Suki says, "It's nothing. By the way, I didn't catch your name." And the brown hair girl said, "My name is Achako Uraka." And Suki said, "Wow, that cute name." And Suki then compliments on that name. Chako says, "Thanks." And Suki says, "My name is Zuki Midori, and it's mighty nice to meet you." And Chaka says, "Suki, it's great to meet you." And Suki is honestly having a really good time with a first introduction. And when he was chit-chattering a bit and having a little bit of fun, he then hears someone, "Oh, who are you?" And looking at the person outside of the door. And Chaco then looked, who are you?" And then Sawa said, "So, you heard me when I got here. Impressive, but not impressive enough. Can you stop your chit-chattering and get your seats and your tables?" And all the students then get into their seat positions, and then they see the same person that was lying on the floor saying, "Good day, my name is Shoto Ozawa, and I'll be your teacher." And all the students were shocked on seeing him. Then all the students were all surprised that Ozawa was their teacher. And then Ozawa says, "Alright, we're gonna do some quirk tests." And then one of the students said, "Shouldn't we do the school attendance?" And Ozawa said, "Yes, you should, but this is my class, so I don't care what to do, and you're gonna do the quirk test." And then all the students then get into their UA clothes and their PE stuff and get out, and Zuki then looks around. Not much to teamwork for me, thinking to myself. And then Zawa says, "Alright, it's time to work, see how good your quirk is. Now, first one is Suki Midoriya." And Zawa throws the ball to him, and Suki then grabs and says, "Huh? Why me?" And Zawa said, "You took first in the class entrance exam and took first place. Does that give you any more reason?" And Suki says, "Yeah, I guess. Used his quirk, not the cloning one, but his sonic scream." And then when Zawa says, "Alright, get ready if you want." And Suki then says, "I was born ready." And Suki then throws the ball and then screams at a very loud and pushing the ball at a high distance. And Suki says, and stopping the scream wave. And then the ball had made it to about 7,892 meters. And Zara says, impressive. And then looks at the other students, and the students say, whoa, that's awesome! This is going to be so easy! And Zawa then says, easy, huh? Well, let's make a bet. If one of you doesn't get last place, then you don't have to leave the expel from UA. And all the students were shocked to hear that. And then they say, what? You can't do that! We worked hard to get in here! And Asawa said, yeah, you did. But other heroes worked just as much hard to get into and save others. And you think this is a game? And all the students were shocked but didn't have any hesitant. And Suki then says, well said. You and I have to admit, you got good thinking. And all the students were looking at Suki, except Bakugo, because he knew what he was gonna say. And all the students say, why do you sound not surprised? And Suki says, you'll see there's more to meet the eye with me. And then they do the same thing that they do. Suki's strength lift isn't that impressive, but his jumping is somewhat crazy when he is just hopping just by himself. And his agility, not great, but still fast. And his speed, if you put Deku screaming, he can push himself and get enough speed, but I would say somewhere to 3rd place. And if it's a long distance, then I would say 6th place. And obviously, the throwing distance, he takes 2nd, because of, actually, 3rd place, because of Bakugo and, well, Uraka's gravity, making him top out somewhere in 5th place. And that's with him holding back a lot. And so it's pointing at him, you did all good, but you, pointing at Suki. And Suki says, and then Zawa says, you were holding back, weren't you? And Suki says, well, it wasn't a perfect suit for me. Sure, I can use my sonic sound, but not all of it. And all the students were surprised to hear what he means by that. And Achako says, oh, me. And Suki says, yeah, maybe quiet for a second and keep that a secret, Achako. And Achako says, sure. And Bakugo says, he's going to do this shit again. Suki says, come on, is it really that surprising with you? Bakugo says, please, your quirk is such damn OP that it's stupid. And all the students were confused on what he meant by that. And Suki says, you'll find out. And then the next day, the students have gone to their seat and were waiting for their teacher. Then the door opens and a figure says, don't worry, because I am here, walking like a true hero. All Might comes out, and all the students were happy to see him and were just excited. And then All Might then says, alright, young heroes, it's time to do some hero tests. All of you can get your hero gear on and get ready for the test. And all of the students get into their hero gear. And Suku's hero gear. Suku is wearing a wristwatch to duplicate on how much he can clone himself, about 8 times. Or he carries a military-grade earphones to make sure he doesn't go into a spiral down. And Suku then wears a modified silicone like jacket and some modification of flexible suit of pants to make sure he doesn't get any slower. And last but finally least, his backpack to check on how many gears he has to use, and if he ever lost his backpack, then he can grab it off the duplicate of a clone, making his very, very versatile in every situation. And getting out, he sports a white and green aesthetic with black on his pants. His earphones having green and white and the black on the rims. And when walking out, Achako then said, "Wow, Zuko, you look amazing! You look like a bona fide rescue team." And Suki says, "That's what I was going for." And then Jiro says, "You look like a DJ mixed with a modification of military. Wasn't considering it. That one is honestly pretty fun and pretty useful." And Suki then thinks, "Hey Jiro, thanks. You might have gave me another idea." And Jiro says, "Thanks?" And Suki says, "No, I mean it. It would be a great idea." Jiro says, "Okay. I'm glad that you're liking the idea." And Suki says, "No, it's thanks to you on that." And then All Might says, "Alright, heroes, it's time to pull the box. Who would be hero team and who would be villain team?" And Suki is paired up with Achako and obviously taking on Bakugo and Ida. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time. Plus Ultra.